In the heart of the rainforest, life moves at a different pace. A hummingbird hovers, a blur of iridescent energy against the rain. These are tiny powerhouses. With surgical precision, it seeks the nectar that fuels its frantic existence. It darts between the blooms with robotic accuracy, stopping instantly in midair, a master of three-dimensional flight. Inside, a heart beats 1,200 times a minute, a hyper-alert engine pushing the limits of biology. Creating a vortex in the mist, it drinks deeply. In this world, eating is not just satisfying hunger, it is a race against starvation. Here, in the canopy, a garden of jewels comes alive. Competitors of every color vie for the rich resources of the flowers. Even a tropical downpour cannot ground them. Water droplets explode off their bodies like scattered diamonds in the air. Through a tiny eye, the green world is reflected. But beneath the canopy, there are places where the sun never reaches. Hidden in the dense jungle, the earth opens up. A massive limestone cliff reveals a gaping mouth leading into the abyss. We descend into the darkness. Here, the lush vegetation spills over the edge, surrendering to the rising mists of the underworld. Inside, the world turns cold and blue. Massive stalactites hang like stone icicles, forged by water over millennia. A subterranean river cuts through the silence. Turquoise waters flow past pale rock formations, untouched by the sun. Yet, life persists. On the wet limestone walls, small insects navigate a landscape of eternal glistening stone. Microscopic colonies thrive here. Chemosynthetic bacteria create slimy mats, proving that life finds a way even in the dark. This is the cathedral, a chamber of immense scale, where columns of rock connect the floor to the ceiling in silent grandeur. But the ceiling is alive. Above, a living carpet of thousands of bats jostles for position, waiting for the night. Among them, the vampire bat. With a sharp gaze and intelligent eyes, it is a creature of nightmare and fascination. Its nose leaf is a precision instrument, sensing the heat of living blood in the darkness of the night. Contrary to their reputation, they are social beings. They care for one another, sharing food in a display of reciprocal altruism. Unlike other bats, they are agile on the ground. Scuttling on thumbs and wrists, they move with a terrifying spider-like grace. The colony is a chaotic mix of fur and wings. Tightly packed, they wait for the signal to leave their stone fortress. As twilight falls, the exodus begins. A massive cloud streams out into the purple sky, hungry for the hunt. Under the full moon, the jungle floor comes alive. The soundscape shifts to the rhythm of crickets and frogs. On the ground, the vampire stalks. It runs towards us, an agile predator perfectly adapted to this shadowy world. Through its senses, the world is a map of heat. The glowing signature of a sleeping mammal betrays its location. It creeps closer. Heat sensors twitch, searching for a capillary near the surface of the unsuspecting prey skin. Razor-sharp incisors perform a painless surgery. A tiny piece of skin is removed, and the blood begins to flow. It does not suck, it laps. The tongue moves rapidly, mixing saliva with blood to keep the meal flowing freely. Sated and heavy, flight is a challenge. With a powerful vertical jump, the bloated hunter launches back into the air. Night gives way to dawn. Mist evaporates from the Amazon River as the deep blues turn to the golden orange of sunrise. On the riverbanks, the giants awake. A family of giant otters slides into the water, ready to claim the day. They are the river wolves, swimming with heads high. Their loud calls announce their dominance over this waterway. Each has a unique throat patch, an identity card in the pack. But do not be fooled. Behind the wet fur lies a fierce predator. Underwater, they are agile missiles. Diving through submerged roots, they chase down fish with incredible speed. Success. The catch is consumed headfirst, the crunch of bone echoing the efficiency of these aquatic hunters. But life is not just about food. The family bonds through play, a chaotic tumble of grooming and splashing water. On land, their size is imposing. Reaching 6 feet in length, the dominant male surveys his territory from a log. Suddenly, tension. They periscope out of the water, snorting aggressively at a jaguar on the bank. They fear nothing. Strength lies in numbers. Even a caiman is forced to retreat as the pack circles and nips, a mob of relentless energy. Their webbed paws are versatile tools, digging in the mud and grasping prey with sharp, formidable claws. As they swim away in formation, leaving V-shaped wakes, the river returns to a deceptive calm. But beneath the surface, shadows lurk. In the murky depths, strange creatures rest in the fading shafts of light. A break in the surface reveals a legend, the pink dorsal fin of the boto, the Amazon River dolphin. With small eyes and a scarred pink skin, it looks like a creature from another time, ancient and mysterious. Alone in the dark water, contrasted against the green reflection of the tree, it is a mystical spirit of the river. Further down the tributary, the water is brown and still, but a large ripple warns that something massive is moving. The green anaconda surfaces. A thick olive body moves with slow, undeniable power. The legendary predator is here. Nostrils high on its snout allow it to breathe while remaining hidden. Cold eyes stare out across the waterline. Underwater, its girth is immense. Yet, it swims with grace, the sunlight dancing on its heavy, muscular belly. It is a master of ambush. Blending perfectly with the shadows and aquatic plants, it waits in the shallows. A thirsty animal approaches the edge, unaware. The hunter inches closer, barely disturbing the surface tension. Explosive speed, a blur of muscle lunges from the water. The strike is sudden, violent, and inescapable. Coiling instantly, the immense constriction power takes hold. In the embrace of the anaconda, resistance is futile. From the dark river, we rise to the sun-drenched canopy. Here, the wind flutters through vibrant green leaves. High in a towering kapok tree, a splash of color, a pair of red and green macaws perched near their home. They preen each other with tender care. This intimacy strengthens a bond that will last a lifetime. Nesting is serious business. They inspect the hollow, ensuring it is the perfect fortress for their future generation. Taking flight, they reveal brilliant yellow underwings. They soar over an endless ocean of green in search of food. A powerful beak cracks open a hard palm nut. The dexterity of the tongue manipulates the seed, wasting nothing. Flying in perfect sync, the pair cuts through the blue sky. In the macaw's world, you are rarely alone. Inside the dark nest, a parent regurgitates food for a clumsy chick, a tender moment hidden deep within the tree trunk. But danger is present. A sentry raises its crest and screams, a raucous alarm that echoes through the forest. The flock explodes into the air, a chaotic kaleidoscope of color designed to confuse and overwhelm any predator. Across the ocean in the Philippines, the mist clings to steep mountains. Here, the jungle holds different secrets. A majestic silhouette reveals the Philippine eagle. With shaggy crest raised, it is the undisputed king of this canopy. Pale blue-gray eyes stare intensely. A massive hooked beak marks it as a hunter of formidable power. When agitated, its mane-like crest flares up. It is a symbol of the untamed wilderness, wild and regal. Its nest is an aerial fortress, perched high in a colossal tree, swirling with the mists of the cloud forest. A white downy chick sits vulnerably, calling out, it is the future of a critically endangered species. The parent arrives, landing heavily with prey. The chick begs eager for the meal that will fuel its growth. Gentleness meets power. The massive beak tears a delicate strip of meat, feeding the offspring with surprising care. Weeks pass, and the chick transforms. White down gives way to juvenile feathers as it tests its wings on the edge. The talons of the adult are dagger-like, 4 inches of lethal grit designed to snatch life from the trees. Taking to the sky, the eagle patrols effortlessly. Below, the broccoli-like canopy hides its next meal. Perched on a dead snag, it scans the green ocean. The wind plays with its feathers, but its focus is absolute. Eagle vision zooms in. Far below, a troop of macaques moves through the mid-canopy, unaware they are being watched. Suddenly, a panic alarm rings out. The monkeys scatter, knowing that death comes from above. The eagle drops, tucking its wings into a steep dive. It weaves through the dense branches with terrifying speed. Leaves whip past as the hunter closes in. The focus is locked, the trajectory calculated for impact. Talons spread wide in slow motion. The strike is clean, snatching prey from the branch in a blur of motion. But other creatures have their own defenses. A flying lemur, the kaluga, clings to a trunk, perfectly camouflaged. It leaps, spreading a skin membrane to become a living kite, gliding gracefully across the forest gap. But the airspace is contested. The eagle swoops, intercepting the glider in a dramatic mid-air collision. Victory. The eagle mantles over its catch, a fierce expression of dominance in the unforgiving jungle. The nictitating membrane blinks across a pale eye. In its reflection, the entire rainforest is captured. Perched against misty cliffs, it remains the king, a solitary ruler of a vanishing world. We descend to the forest floor. Here, in the dappled light, giant ferns and orchids create a garden of shadows. A monitor lizard flicks its tongue, tasting the air. It freezes, sensing a shadow passing overhead. Mist shrouds the rugged terrain. These steep green mountains are islands of evolution, isolated by clouds. A strange shape hangs from a vine, a nepenthelized pitcher plant, a silent trap waiting for the careless. Its rim is slippery and waxy. Vibrant colors lure insects closer to the edge of the abyss. An ant loses its footing. In the microscopic world, this is a moment of high tension and fatal consequence. It falls into the digestive pool below. Struggling ripples fade as the plant claims its nutrient-rich prize. Higher up, the mossy forest feels like a fairy tale. Trees are draped in thick green layers, dripping with moisture. Here hides the tarsier, smaller than a human hand. It clings to a branch, ears twitching independently. Its eyes are enormous, unblinking orbs. Adapted for the night, they gather every photon of available light. It rotates its head 180 degrees, a mechanical movement to scan the forest behind it without moving its body. Long, spindly fingers grip the moss. It waits, motionless, a tiny ambush predator in a world of giants. With a powerful kick, it leaps. A cricket is snatched in midair by the jungle's smallest hunter. Crunching down its meal, it looks around nervously. In the dark, even the hunter can become the hunted. The dense undergrowth provides cover. Sunlight filters through, revealing the rich texture of the habitat. On the leaf litter, a jewel steps forward. The Palawan peacock pheasant walks with elegant caution. Its feathers are a masterpiece. Iridescent blue eye spots shimmer in the gloom, a display of intricate beauty. Scratching the soil, it searches for seeds. Every movement is alert, constantly watching for danger. Spotting a female, he fans his tail. The metallic spots create a dazzling display intended to mesmerize. He tilts his body, a carefully choreographed dance. She watches, judging the quality of his genetic display. Above, an opportunist watches. A long-tailed macaque scratches its head, observing the drama below. With intelligent eyes and cheek whiskers, it bears a striking resemblance to us, a primate cousin in the canopy. Social bonds are forged through grooming. Picking through fur is the glue that holds the troop together. A baby plays with a twig, safe under its mother's watchful eye. It is a moment of innocence in the wild. They move quickly, stuffing fruit into cheek pouches. Agile and adaptable, they make the most of the forest's bounty. The troop moves as one unit. Jumping between trees, they navigate the green highway with practiced ease. A daring leap across a gap. Suspended in midair, the macaque defies gravity before grasping the next branch. Dappled sunlight falls on a pensive face. The wind blows through its fur as it pauses to eat. Sitting close on a thick branch to monkey's groom, in the bustling jungle, these quiet moments matter most. Returning to the Americas, blue and gold, macaws, the sky. Vivid blue and yellow feathers pop against the azure backdrop. Communication is key. A strong black beak opens to squawk, a sound that carries for miles over the canopy. Perched on a massive emergent tree, they look like colorful ornaments. They are the masters of the upper world. Mutual grooming reinforces the pair bond. Gentle nibbles on the neck show affection and strengthen their partnership. Pushing off the branch, they take flight. Wings spread wide, debris falls as they launch into the air. Flying side by side, the mated pair moves in perfect synchronization over the endless green rainforest. A potential home is inspected. Hanging from the trunk, a macaw checks a dark cavity for safety. Using a foot like a hand, it cracks a nut. The beak breaks the shell, revealing the rich kernel inside. 3. Macaws squabble on a branch. It is a noisy, energetic scene, a display of social hierarchy and play. Sunlight highlights the gradient of feathers. From electric blue to deep gold, the texture is a marvel of nature. A flock flies across the river valley like a living rainbow. The water below reflects the clouds and their colors. Approaching a landing, wings flare to break, talons extend, gripping the wood with smooth, controlled grace. An eye pins, focusing intensely. The tiny lines of black feathers on the white face mark its unique expression. Sudden rain soaks the canopy. Colors become saturated as the bird shakes water from its feathers. Huddled together for warmth, they wait out the storm. It is a display of resilience against the elements. As the sun breaks through, steam rises. Wings stretch out to dry in the returning warmth of the tropical sun. From above, the forest is alive. Bright birds fly between trees, speckles of color in a sea of green. A regal portrait against the sky. With crest ruffled by the wind, the macaw looks like the true king of the canopy. Golden hour casts long shadows. The mood shifts from the vibrant energy of day to the mystery of the evening. Throwing its head back, a macaw screeches. The loud call echoes, signaling the end of another day. Two birds bob their heads, the blue and gold plumage contrasting sharply with the deepening green shadows. The flock gathers, a cacophony of social chaos. Hanging upside down, they reinforce their complex community structure. Suddenly alert, a pupil contracts. A sharp warning call cuts through the chatter. Danger is near. They take off in a burst of color, a collective defense strategy designed to confuse the enemy. Flying in tight formation, they bank left and right. The flock moves as a single, fluid entity. Safely landing on a distant tree, the chatter returns. Cohesion is re-established in the safety of numbers. Iconic and resilient, the macaw stands tall, a symbol of the wild beauty that defines this rainforest. As afternoon turns to evening, the atmosphere changes. The jungle prepares for the shift change. We tilt up an ancient, gnarly tree. Vines hang like curtains, concealing the secrets of the upper branches. A great horned owl sits motionless, a silent sentinel blending perfectly with the bark. Camouflage is perfect. Intricate barring patterns hide the predator, betrayed only by blinking yellow eyes. From high in the canopy, it surveys its domain. Mist begins to form, wrapping the treetops in silence. It sits in a repurposed nest. Adaptable and opportunistic, it claims the abandoned homes of others. Ear tufts twitch in the wind. These are not ears, but feathers used for display and communication. Stretching its wings, the massive span is revealed. 5 feet of silent power dominate the branch. Twilight fades to blue. The owl leans forward, intense focus sharpening as the hunt begins. Large tubular eyes reflect the faint moonlight. Massive for its skull, they gather light where we see only dark. The head rotates 270 degrees, a smooth, mechanical movement ensuring nothing escapes its gaze. The facial disc funnels sound. Even the faint step of a mouse, hundreds of feet below, is amplified. It visualizes the unseen. Deep below on the forest floor, the prey is unaware it has been detected. Launching into darkness, the flight is silent. Specialized feathers dampen the sound of air rushing over wings. Gliding through the dark forest, it dodges branches with incredible agility, eyes locked on the target. The jungle is a battleground. Jaguars snarl, caimans snap, and anacondas tighten their grip in the eternal struggle. Mist rolls over the canopy. The sun breaks through, revealing the endless green expanse of the Amazon. The river winds towards the horizon. Reflecting the golden sunset, it is the lifeline of the planet. Water crashes in slow motion. Droplets hang in the air like diamonds, catching the last light of day. These are the survivors. From the macaw's to the tree frog, diversity is the jungle's greatest strength. Birds fly across a burning orange sun. Shadows stretch long, marking the end of another cycle in the wild. Have you ever experienced the beauty of the Amazon? It is a place that demands to be seen. Share your thoughts. As we rise into the clouds, the forest leaves its mark on the soul. Wild nature, a world worth protecting. But the story does not end here. The raw footage continues. A montage of power. The jaguar jumps, the eagle dives, the otter swims. Energy in every frame. The sun sets completely. A starry night sky watches over the silhouette of the breathing rainforest. But look closer. An emerald lizard sits still until a lightning strike from the shadows ends it. A black caiman explodes from the murky water, thrashing violently, waterflies in a backlit spray of violence. The winding river cuts through the lush canopy. Golden hour light reflects off the water in a smooth journey. An anaconda's head surfaces. A forked tongue flicks, tasting the air, scales glistening in the wet light. Slithering onto the mud, the massive weight is palpable. We track the heavy muscle movement low to the ground. A capybara swims calmly amidst green plants. Sunlight hits wet fur, a moment of peace before the storm. Danger is close. Extreme close-up of caiman eyes just above the waterline, staring with ominous intent. Chaos erupts. The anaconda coils rapidly around prey. Mud splashes as the struggle for life plays out. Scales move through the grass. Black oval spots on olive skin reveal the smooth, muscular texture of the snake. High above, the Amazon stretches to the horizon. Mist hovers over the trees, reflecting the sky in a massive river. Time accelerates. Sunset paints the sky orange and purple, clouds reflecting on the calm mirror of water. Morning fog rolls in. The winding river curve is shrouded in white mist, ethereal and mysterious. Looking up from the floor, trees tower 150 feet. Sunlight dapples through the dense leaves. Moving through the undergrowth, vines hang low. The damp atmosphere is thick with the scent of green saturation. A panoramic view reveals a green ocean. Clouds cast moving shadows on the immense scale of the treetops. Water pours over a cliff edge. A majestic waterfall crashes down, mist rising in the golden light. Underwater, red-bellied piranhas swim past ruins. The tea-colored water is clear enough to see the danger. A jaguar prowls the underbrush, spotted coat blending with the shadows. It moves with stealthy purpose. A sharp U-turn in the river. White clouds and blue sky are doubled in the reflection below the lush forest. Gliding just above the water, trees create a tunnel. Sunlight flickers through leaves in a bird's eye view. High on a branch, a howler monkey calls to the sky, a dark silhouette against the overcast backdrop. Another look at the anaconda. Green water reflects the jungle as the snake's eyes fix forward. The capybara swims on, wet brown fur in bluish water, a peaceful scene in a land of predators. Top down, a black caiman floats. Armored skin stands out against the smooth water, a dinosaur in waiting. Detailed coils on a muddy bank. Thick muscles tighten, highlighting the patterns of the green giant. A herd of capybaras walks the wetlands. Golden sunlight illuminates the lush grass of their home. Expansive and endless, the aerial view shows the river winding forever, reflecting the white clouds above. Flying over treetops, shades of green ripple below. Yellow flowers dot the rolling hills of vegetation. Slow motion magic. A hummingbird hovers near a pink flower, wings blurred, iridescence catching the light. A spider monkey swings effortlessly. Long limbs navigate the dense foliage, with bokeh blurring the background. From the smallest bird to the largest snake, the Amazon breathes. This is the wild beating heart of our world.